Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I have a very exciting kind of collab video. It's a big group collab that DW from Deb's Beauty Diary and Andy from Makeup in the Mundane created. It is their Bingo of Shame collaboration. They created this project so they could use the palettes that they had not used at all. And I think last year was the first year. This year, they asked everyone who participated last year to submit a palette that they either had not used yet or had very little use on it. And my goal is to participate every single month. Even if I don't have the palette that they are using, I will dupe it. I did participate last month. Last month was the first month of this second round, and I didn't do a video for it, and I regret not doing a video, so here I am. If you're not familiar with my channel, I do mainly like panning content, so I am working through my collection, trying to get use out of what I already have, whether it be makeup or beauty items. I am on my second no buy in a row. If you're finding me through this Bingo of Shame challenge, thank you so much for watching. And of course, subscribe if you're not already. If you like videos like this from me where I randomize eyeshadows and create a look, I have done it before. I do palette bingos every now and then. And yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, give this video a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe before you leave. I felt so awkward when I did that. This month's palette is the collaboration with Oden's Eye, and I think it's Betty Jean. I think she's like battybean or something on social media, but her palette was Planet Spirit, and that picture of that will be on the screen. Like I said, I don't have this palette, but I do have really good pictures from a Reddit post from bewildered_forks. I will have that post linked down below, but you are also seeing pictures on the screen. I also used swatches that were provided in our group message on Instagram. Everyone participating in this month has a group message and they share their swatches and like if you're trying to dupe things. So I also used a picture from makeup_by_Sandra, so I will have her linked down below as well, but her photos will be on the screen. And I had a really hard time finding dupes for this palette because overall my eyeshadow collection is quite a bit more muted and neutral, I guess you would say. I don't have very many palettes that are like rainbow or colorful or bright, so it was quite challenging for me to find dupes, but I was able to just use 2 palettes to dupe the shades that I randomized. I first randomized my shades, so I would only have 5 shades to dupe. I forgot to say that you're supposed to randomize 5 to 8 shades of the palette and create a look. So that's what we're doing today. And I randomized them first, so I will have that on the screen. And then I found similar shades in these 2 palettes here. So this is my Pan That palette this year. So thankfully I get to get a use out of one shade in here from the Sultry palette, and then the other palette is my Juvia's Place Garden of Juvia's. So these are my swatches, which I feel like the swatches are pretty good. I definitely could have found a better blue. Okay, this looks not very vibrant on camera. I found these shades and I swatched them in my room, and I thought that this shade here would be a good dupe, but it's definitely presenting a lot lighter on my skin. Okay, I think I might go find a different shade for that one. I just feel like it's not a good dupe anymore. I'm gonna get a new shade. I'll be right back. Thankfully, I already had something in mind because I swatched a bunch of stuff trying to find these dupes, and I feel like this shade is a lot better representation, and it actually comes from another palette from Oden's Eye, and if you're not familiar with this Planet Spirit palette, it was part of like a trio of palettes. And this shade actually comes from another palette in that trio. So this is the Flora Story in collaboration with Makeup Just for Fun. And I picked this shade here as my dupe. That is the shade Lush. So, out of my sultry palette, if you're familiar with this palette, you may have guessed that I picked the pink out of here. This is the only shade left to hit pan for Pan That palette. Can you see like the granules in this? When I swatch this like with my fingers, there's just a bunch of little bumps. Obviously it's expired and not good, but that is the shade here, and I feel like it's a pretty good dupe. These pinks are very like warm leaning, and this is the only like warm pink that I have in my collection, so I thought it was perfect. And then the rest of the shades come from Garden of Juvia's. This first color here is the shade Sunshine, which is the shade down here. I could have easily done, what is this, Daffodil too, but I felt like the swatches of the palette, this one represented it a little better. And then that second pink here is the shade Peony, which I currently have some peonies in my kitchen right now from like a fundraiser, and I don't have peonies in my yard, unfortunately, but I'll throw a picture up. They're so beautiful right now, really big and open. And then this last yellow, I don't have any yellow shimmers of this tone. All of the yellow shimmers that I have kind of lean a little green or more like grungy. It's not this bright yellow, so I actually combined this matte yellow with the shimmer. So when I create my look, I'll just layer them, and this is the shade Marigold and Sunshine. So I think I did a pretty good job. I have not thought about what my look is going to be. That probably would have been a smart thing to do. I mean, I could go pretty obvious, and I think I will. Hopefully this looks good with a shirt. I planned this like cowl neck to go with the look, so hopefully it does. But I think I'm going to do like the pinks in my crease, fade these, like ombre them on my lid, and then this in my inner corner. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think it's going to be really pretty. So yeah, let me zoom you in, and I will get started on this look. Okay, I'm going to go into the light pink first from Gardens of Juvia, and of course this does not have a mirror in it. So I'm going to use my Flora Story palette for the mirror, and I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and go in with this pretty lightly. I do have like a full face of makeup on, if you couldn't tell. I don't have any mascara on, obviously, but I've already set my lids with a lid setting shade. Maybe I'll do something fun and kind of pull this corner out a little further than usual. I do have to go quite a bit above my actual crease because my lids are slightly hooded, so I want to be able to see that pink there. I was talking to a friend, and she was saying how many like fun activities she's doing this summer. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, I don't have anything planned. I should probably think about that. It's already June, like middle of June. I'm filming this like a few days early. This will go up on the 16th, but I'm filming this on, I don't even know what day it is. I think it's like the 10th. I don't know that for sure, so don't quote me. But yeah, I'm like, oh, I really need to like look at what I'm gonna do with my toddler. He's gonna be 2 in August, so he is definitely gonna want to like do fun things and go places that, you know, he wasn't able to do last year. I'm gonna go in with the pink from Sultry and just kind of deepen that crease a little bit. So give me some ideas. We do have a really good zoo. Well, we have 2 zoos actually. One about one is about like an hour, a little over an hour away, and we have a smaller one that's about like 40 minutes away. So we obviously can do that. We do have like an aquarium and things. I'm trying to like not spend a ton of money. But let me know what you guys are doing. My family, like growing up, we always went camping in a motorhome. We didn't have tents, but so my parents still camp, and so we probably will join them a couple times, but my toddler doesn't sleep very well in his pack and play. So we'll see how he handles that. I guess I'll use this pink to kind of deepen the crease a little bit. I don't know how this will work with the blue. If the blue is deeper, then it's not going to blend, or I guess transition very well into that pink. I think it'll work. So yeah, I'm excited for like all the new things that my toddler will experience this year. It'll be so fun. I'm going to go in with NYX glitter glue. I just got this like a few weeks ago. I had never used it before. I had my AOA like tacky base, but it had gone bad on me. It started getting grainy. So that was a bummer, and I didn't want to place an AOA order because I knew I would be super tempted to buy other things. And like I said in my intro, I'm on a no buy. Ooh, I should do like a cut crease if I can. I'm on a no buy, so I didn't want to just buy one thing on the AOA website. What brush should I use? I'm going to use this flat shadow brush. This is a Luxie, oh boy, 211. It says concealer. That is the smallest concealer brush I've ever seen. And I'm going to go in with this green teal called Lush. Hopefully this works on a brush. And I'm just going to tap that on. I'm going to kind of go like from the center outward. I don't want to get it super dark in the inner part. I'm getting fallout. I can feel it dropping. Might have to go over this area with that pink again. It's kind of a cut crease, but I didn't like going with concealer or anything like that. So let me go in with the other eye with the glitter glue. This color story, as you can imagine, And if you're familiar with my preferences, this color story is a little out of my comfort zone, but that is one reason why I wanted to participate. I wanted to make a goal to participate in this Bingo of Shame challenge every month because I knew that it would get me out of my comfort zone and try different combinations and kind of look at my collection a different way because I have to find dupes for things if I don't own the palette that we're using. So if you want to participate in like future Bingo of Shame, we don't really find out what palette is going to be used until after the current palette is posted, like done. So just like let me know in the comments. I'm sure DW or Andy will see the comment, but I will let them know as well. And they can add you to the group on Instagram. So that is that. I think I'm going to go in with the yellow now and put that in my inner corner. Well, like the inner third. I have this brush that already has yellow on it. I don't know about that. Clean it off a little bit. Okay. Of course, my mirror. I'm going to go really lightly with this yellow because it's just a base for this shimmer. We'll see how that looks, and then I'll top it with Sunshine. I wonder if this is going to stick or if I need glitter glue on top of it. I'm going to try to blend those a little better. Wow, yeah, this is way out of my comfort zone. Oh my gosh. This is definitely not something that I would do on my own. But that's why I like doing these challenges. Like palette bingos. But generally, the palettes that I own, I enjoy like most of the shadows in there, so the color stories aren't like too wild, but this is a little wild. And then, what should I do here? Should I just mimic that? Let me go in my inner corner first and then we'll see. So I'm just going straight in with a Sunshine now. With no yellow underneath. I kind of just want to leave the bottom pink. But I also want to bring the green down. But I feel like the green and the pink are getting kind of muddy out here, so I don't really want to add more pink, even though I'm sure it might look better. Should I add more yellow? Oh, the struggle. I'm going to add a little yellow. Why not add more color? Yeah, like the bottom lash line is kind of like a little sunset. It's just a little mini sunset. I don't think I've ever done a sunset eye. I don't think I ever have. Because usually sunsets are warm. And if you know me, if you don't know me, I am a cool toned girly. My preferences are cool toned for sure. I did bring, I think I will. I brought a black eyeliner, but I think I'm just gonna line my lashes with a really thin line. I was gonna do that off camera, but do you guys want to see? Why not? I'm currently using my Beauty Bay liquid liner in the shade Domino. It has a felt tip, and I mean, I just got done using a brush tip, so I'm kind of getting back into getting used to using a felt tip. But I'm going to do a super thin line just along the lashes to give some definition. See the difference? It will also make my lashes look a little thicker, hopefully. This is hard to do for you to see it. Just a little bit. I don't want to do, well, you know, go crazy. And then my current mascara is my Essence Lash Princess. I think this is going to be an empty for June. It's just getting really, really clumpy. And dry. I actually prefer like a drier formula as opposed to a wetter formula. I feel like wet formulas are really messy. Kind of just like move around. So I do prefer a drier formula, but this has definitely changed. So I don't want to use it probably past June. I think I opened it at the end of March or early April. Ooh, clump. Well, I mean, my lashes just kind of curl a little more on this outer edge, and it looks like a clump, but it's not actually. Okay, here's the look. I feel like mascara always ties things together, but I am gonna zoom you out so you can see like the whole effect. Okay, I really like this look actually. Just overall, I think with everything going on, I'm also wearing different earrings today. If you're familiar, I'm literally always wearing my pearl earrings. And I was like, let's just do something different. I have so many earrings that I don't wear. I felt like these would go good, but I really like this look. This color story kind of scared me, but I think it's really fun. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you would have done. It might have been a fun like halo eye, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, this was really fun. I will for sure participate next month. I just don't know what palette it's going to be. Hopefully I have it. But it is fun like looking for dupes in my collection as well. So if you're not subscribed, I hope you do so before you leave. And of course, give this video a thumbs up. I will see you all in my next one. Bye.